What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we have a HP boosting abilities Pokemon team. Now we've done the attack, we've done the special attack, we've done the speed, and now we're going to be doing the health. So after this, we only have the defense and special defense, and that'll be all the stats actually done. If you want to check me out on Twitch, make sure you do. That's where I do all my live theme teams, Pokemon sweeps, shiny hunting, and all other games and Pokemon stuff like that. Now in this team, I noticed there was actually a few abilities that really, I guess they didn't boost health, but they actually helped it out a lot. Now, the first bit of this battle actually got cut off the trainer card bit because I forgot to press the record button when I was streaming, but this was a Reuniclus and Espeon matchup at the start, so no turns were actually missed out. Now, this is a Trick Room Reuniclus, max health and max special attack. I'm going to pop that Shadow Ball on the Espeon right there and get some nice damage. So, Espeon's going to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Dazzling Gleam, it's about a 3-hit KO against me there. So, the first turn, I used Trick Room, and yeah, that was basically it. That's all that was missed, apart from, the Trick Room. I was like, why am I going first for? So we got the Shadow Ball again on the Espeon, and that is going to do lots of damage, and we're going to get an early KO on the Espeon there, which is nice. This is a battle against Celis as well. It didn't actually come up at the start. So the next Pokemon is the Gastron here. Seen a lot of Gastrons lately. I'm going to be going for a Psyshock here. I want this to be like a mix attacker with Psyshock. So it does some really nice damage here. It's about a 3-hit KO, so I'm kind of happy with that. So Gastron's going to be going for a Earth Power here, and yeah, the ability on Reuniclus was Regenerator, so that was my health sort of boosting ability here. Now, I mentioned at the start, I threw a couple of ones that weren't essentially boosting health, but they still were abilities to do with health, right? Just to, mix things up a little bit. So go for the second Psyshock there. Gastron's going to go for a Blizzard on my Reuniclus, and it's not going to take it out, and the Trick Room is now going to run out. Now, I could have swapped out to get a Regenerator boost, but I didn't see there was much point, and, it was quite a slow Pokemon too, so I would have needed to swap it out many times to get, enough health back for it to actually do something. So now we're going to go into Lantern. I thought this would be a good opportunity to go for a Dynamax Lantern. Now, this is a physical sweeping Lantern, and we had, we had Waterfall, Bounce, Wild Charge, those sort of moves there. And I had Weakness Policy as the item as well. Weakness Policy as the item. And what I wanted to do on this one, instead of it actually being... It still is like an actual health ability, right? Because it's got Volt Absorb, so when it gets hit by an electric type move, it'll get its health back. So there were a few of them in this team too. There's actually probably more than 6 I can think up, but I tried to throw like a few ones in there that was sort of like Volt Absorb, and other ones based around different sort of health stats. So go for and Nelly said a G-Max Bounce then. A Dynamax Bounce, and Gastron is going to go down, give me a +1 in speed, which are going to be good. So this is a Speedy Lantern, max attack and max speed. I ran this as Adam and Nature too. So next Pokemon is Trevor. Okay, this is really good, right? Because I can hit it with a max Airstream, and if it hits me with a Grass type move, it's going to be super effective as well. The only thing I was a little bit worried about was Will-O-Wisp, but they're going to Dynamax their Pokemon, so it's like, okay, that's fine. Like a couple of these Airstreams should do a fair bit of damage to it, depending on what EVs, of course, that Trevor actually has right now. And yeah, also another little update, tomorrow will be my last theme team before the Crown Tundra. So one more theme team tomorrow, and possibly a Pokemon sweep that I did a couple of days back. But that'll be all the videos before the Crown Tundra comes out. And then I'll be doing the Crown Tundra live on Twitch. So once again, the link's in the description for that. So as soon as the Crown Tundra goes live, you're able to play it. I'll be streaming that on Twitch. So remember that if you do want to come and watch or just play along with me, right? So anyway, back to the battle. Trevor is going to hit me with a very, very powerful Grass type move there. And Lantern just holds on, and it's actually going to get its Weakness Policy activated, which is really, really nice there. So now I'm going to be able to hit with a very powerful max Airstream on the Trevenant there. So getting that nice boost and getting a little bit of health back there from the grassy terrain, which is always going to, be helpful there. So Trevenant's got about 3/4 of his health left. I'm wondering if this is actually going to be enough to take it out, because Trevenant's pretty bulky, and you've seen the damage that I did earlier onto it. So I was like, well, I really don't have much to lose here. I've got to do as much damage as possible if I don't take it up, but hopefully I do. So go for that, and unfortunately, Trevenant is going to live on the tiniest little bit of health there, which really is unfortunate for Atlanta, because that thing was well set up, and it's going to eat one big old berry in the cloud. So the berry actually almost went out of the raid cloud. Now, I was also hearing about the Crown Tundra too. When you went and caught the legendaries, you could only catch them once. Like, if that's true, like, I don't know how happy I am about that. I would have liked to be able to farm the legendaries, but I don't know, that way I did hear some news about that too. So that's a little bit disappointing. I would have liked to get them, constantly. So since you go through the whole, like, sort of, like, battles in a row, right? The battles in a row. It'd be nice to be able to keep getting that. So I'm sort of wondering now what happens when, like, after you've got legendary, do you just go through and have another Pokemon at the end? I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're going to Mewtwo now. This is an in and out set, weakness policy, baton pass set. So what I did right is I threw up the bait and then I went into Heatmore there so I could take the grass type move. I wanted to stall this Trevenant out. It was very, very bulky, right? And it also had Harvest too, so it was getting back a lot of health. So Heatmore's going to come in there. Heatmore's got Flash Fire. You probably guessed that one from the Lantern. And that's going to be kind of nice. So Heatmore's going to get some health back there. So it was all sort of based around a little bit, I guess you could say a little bit of synergy too. That wasn't so much to do with health, that was more to do with like synergy, right? I was somewhat limited with this team too because of the Pokemon that were left out of the game. So I just did my best to fill up. Now, I think Heatmore is like the 6th spot there. So we got Trevenant going out of Dynamax this time. I can go for I've got a Cursed White Herb set. I've got Drain Punch, Fire Lash, and Aerial Ace here. So that's kind of nice. I can easily go for Fire Lash and take it out. Fire Lash is really cool because it drops the defense every time you use it one stage. So it's a very, very good move like in a long sort of situation into a battle, right? So you can keep using it, keeps dropping the defense, right? Now, Heatmore is going to be pretty useless against Chandelure, right? So Chandelure is a little bit of a problem. I'm not sure if it's going to be running like a Choice Scarf set here. I cannot do any damage at all. I wish I was packing like Sucker Punch, but I'm not. That was a max attack and max speed set. So going into Tentacruel this time. Tentacruel was the Pokemon that I got a sweep with. This is my Choice Specs Tentacruel. I managed to get a sweep with this set, so you'll probably see that one on YouTube maybe tomorrow, or yeah, probably, I'd say probably tomorrow. So that's going to be nice. I've got in this one Hydro Pump, Sludge Wave, Giga Drain, and Blizzard, and it's max speed and max special attack, Timid Nature, right? So it's just a full-out sweeping set. So the first Hydro Pump is going to miss there, which really, really sucks. That would have easily taken out Chandelure in one shot there. It's going to hit me with a Shadow Ball, and I actually managed to live that. So like, okay, I've got one more roll of the dice here. I can go for a Hydro Pump and take this thing out, and both the Hydro Pumps missed. That was so unfortunate there, and it actually was a big sort of play in this game. It changed a lot of things, right? So down goes the Tentacle, but very, very unlucky there. So the next Pokemon I got is the Polytone. Now, Polytone's got Water Absorb, so I thought that could work nicely on this team too. I'm actually trying to think of another sort of health sort of ability that I could have used over Heatmore, but anyway, I was somewhat limited, unfortunately, and hopefully in the years to come I won't be so limited as they bring out like DLC and things like that. So we're going to use a Whirlpool Parasong set here. I've got max health and max special defense, and I've also got Protect on this set too. So I'm going to use Protect, and I'm going to use Parasong to take out this this Chandelure right here. So it's going to go for Heat Wave. I probably guessed that I'd Protect. That's the way they went for that, and it's going to take it still takes some pretty good damage. So here I was like, do I actually reveal that I've got Parasong or not? Or do I just not? I just take it out Whirlpool, So Chandelure's going to go for an Energy Ball there. I take it, not an Energy Ball, a Shadow Ball. I'm going to take it very well, but unfortunately it actually drops my Special Defense, which is really bad because it hits me with another special move. I'm going to get hit very hard. Now, the item on this one is Citrus Berry, as you just seen before. Going for another Whirlpool, and Chandelure is going to go down in 2 rounds of the Whirlpool, which is going to be good. So I can go for Protect this turn, and I can still use Polytone for a Parasong maybe later on in the battle, right? So going for my final Protect here on the Chandelure, and Chandelure's got Paint Split. So like, okay, I'm very glad that I didn't allow that to get a paint spit off, right? And Chandelure is going to fall off the roof, and it is going to get fainted. So we've got 2 more Pokemon left here. Now, the last 2 Pokemon, one of these Pokemon was very, very scary, which is Aggie Slash. I'm like, okay, Aggie Slash. What I can do, I was thinking, maybe I could go for a Hypnosis, which is my other move, and then trap it in. Hypnosis, unfortunately, is going to miss. Now, the Aggie Slash is going to get up a Sword Dance here, and that's going to be really, really bad. So, like, okay, I'm probably about to get swept here. I've got to land this, and Hypnosis, thank goodness, actually lands, which is really good. And now Aggie Slash is going to be put to sleep. Now, at this stage, I'm thinking I might go for a Whirlpool here and trap it in, or I might go for a Parasong. Maybe I could go for Parasong this turn, get the Parasong going at least, and then the next turn I could go for Whirlpool and trap them in, right, and take the Aguisash, possibly down with me. So go for Parasong, and the Aguisash is asleep. All I got to do now is go for a Protect and a Whirlpool. I thought that Aguisash may actually wake up very soon after this, so I was like, please land, and Whirlpool misses. Like, I had some very, very important misses in this battle. Like, it changed a whole lot. So I was like, okay, it's definitely going to wake up this turn and attack me. Let's go for Protect. And now Aguisash is going to wake up, and it's going to change its stance here. So it's got one more turn to both of us faint. However, it is not actually locked in. So it's got Shadow Sneak. We know that it's got that now. So I'm thinking here, they're probably going to swap. what if I do a real gutsy play here, sacrifice Polytone, and go for Hypnosis on the last Pokemon, which is going to be the Luxray, and I thought, okay, Luxray is probably going to be a gut set. That'll be great. I'll put it to sleep. It won't get its, its Flame Orb and stuff like that. And then Hypnosis missed. Oh, man. So nothing is going right in this battle so far in terms of RNG. I'm predicting very well, but, it's just how it is. So I'm like, okay, my last resort here would be going to Pyukumuku, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for I was going to go for a Baton Pass there, but I didn't leave, and I thought at last case scenario, I can get Innards out and take the Luxray out in one hit too. So that was handy. I would have loved to live because I actually went for Baton Pass, and if I get hit by an electric type move, I would have passed that weakness policy onto my Heat Morph. That was basically the whole Pyukumuku set, just getting a weakness policy Baton Pass. Now the last Pokemon, of course, is Agusash, and my last Pokemon is Heat Morph. Now the problem here is Agusash is a very bulky Pokemon, and I thought, okay, I think they're going to go for King Shield this turn. Let's go for the Curse, and let's get a +1 in attack and defense, right? So that's really good, and White Herb will get rid of any of those drops in speed, which will help me up. Now, I know that one, I'll definitely be able to take it out when it's in its Blade form, but definitely it's going to be very close in its Shield form, right? And I know they're probably going to go for a Sword Dance here. So go for Fire Lash, almost takes it out in one shot. I get some very good damage, and of course I get the defense drop, which is not going to matter anyway. And now Agusash is going to go for a Sword Dance. Now, I possibly could have gone for another Curse there. I thought it might be too risky. I thought they may attack me. And now they're going to go into the stance change and go into the Blade form and go for the Shadow Sink. I did have +1 still in defense. And unfortunately, it was probably just a little bit too much for Heatmore to live since it was a sweeping set. And Agusash just holds on there. Very, very close battle, but I felt like things would have been a little different. Like, if I landed one of those Hypnosis or those Hydro Pumps, I think it would have definitely been a different battle. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes you can predict very well, and you can still get messed up by luck. Thank you for the battle. Let's get on to the second one. This one was against Cataclon. I think I said that all right. This could be... I know I did these battles on Twitch, but this could have been against a random. I'm not too sure. Anyway, regardless, we have an Incineroar lead here. I'm going to need a little bit of a drink right here. It's actually a really hot day in Australia. It's kind of nice. We just got out of our cold months and experiencing some nice warm weather. So at the start, like right off the bat there, right off the rip, Incineroar is going to go for a Sword Dance. I'm going to set that Trick Room up. So like, okay, Trick Room. That'll be nice. What I could do here is I can go for a Focus Miss, and that'll do a lot of damage. Now, the item on Reuniclus was, it had the room service item, so I could actually drop my speed under the Trick Room. So go for Focus Miss there. It lands, which is like really, really nice. And Incineroar gets incinerated. So that was a very, very good start to the battle there. I was very happy about getting rid of that Pokemon and also taking no damage right. So the next one is the Sableye. So I was like, okay, Sableye, this is not going to be good. Like, I'm completely and utterly walled right now. So I've got Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, Psyshock, and Trick Room. I'm done. I can't do anything right. So it's encored me to Focus Miss with Prankster, so I've got to swap out. There's nothing I can actually do right now. So what I thought is I'll go into Heatmore here, right? And even if this is a stalling set, it's got Will-O-Wisp, well, that's not going to affect me, right? And it's going to knock off my White Herb. Now, I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to keep spamming Fire Lash right to drop his defense. So knockoff is doing fairly good damage to me, but I thought eventually this thing is going to get really hard by Fire Lash. So it could stay in there, and the Trick Room's going to run out, and I should have the advantage. However, they're going to swap out, and now they're going to go into Raichu. So like, okay, Raichu. This will take a fair bit of damage from Fire Lash, though, from a Heatmore. I'm not saying it'll take it out, but any damage on this Pokemon will be very, very appreciated there. So I do over 3/4 health to that, and now it's going to go for a Thunderbolt. And now I'm starting to think, okay, I've got a good idea right now. I could possibly try and bait out this Raichu with my Pyukumuku. So it's like, okay, Pyukumuku, I can go for a Baton Pass here. It'll hit me with like a electric type move, and then I could go for a Baton Pass, right? So it went for the Thunderbolt, which is exactly what I wanted. I thought about going for a sub, to getting a sub and a Baton Pass off at the same time, but I thought it's kind of hard with Pyukumuku because it's very slow, and at this stage my sub will get broken anyway. So I might as well just go for one safety Baton Pass and get that one off. So swapping now into Lantern, I'm going to try and get this Lantern sweep. I could have gone into Lantern before and got a Volt Absorb, but I thought, what's the point? I'm already at full health. It wouldn't have helped anyway, and now I've got like a +1 in attack. A +2 in attack for weakness policy, right? It's got Baton past me. So I thought, okay, now it's prime time to go for a Dynamax Lantern here. I may even be able to get another activate. Like, I might be able to get a double weakness policy, like, when you think about it. So I got one past me, and then Lantern could have one itself if it get hit by, like, a super effective move run. So now I'm in a pretty good position. I can go for a Max Airstream here. They're going to go for Grass Knot, and Grass Knot's not going to affect me. Oh, man. That was unlucky because I could have got 2 weakness policies there. Obviously, Grass Knot's not going to work against like a Pokemon, like a Dynamax Pokemon. I mean, if I didn't Dynamax, I feel I would have lived that, but I had no idea that they had Grass Knot or they were going to swap out there. So I thought I'd just take the advantage while I could. So at this stage, I would have had. I'd say I would have won. Like, from right now, it would have just been a landslide. Like, things would have been, like, super easy. But, yeah, now we got the Lapras coming out, and it's going to be G-Max Lapras. So, I know this thing's going to be pretty bulky. And since I'm coming off its attack, it's not going to be as bulky. Or it's not going to be as good as, like, a special attacking one. And this is going to be coming off Wild Charge. So, we got one big Lapras here. I'm thinking Lapras is probably going to try and throw his G-Max move up. I'm going to be going for a Max Lightning here. I can get the Electric Terrain in the field, and it should do pretty good damage to Lapras, and it does. So, well over 3/4. I'm very happy about that. And now I've got the Electric Terrain up, which is beautiful. And Lantern's in a very strong position right now. So now we've got some electricity on the field. Lapras is going to go for his G-Max Resonance move. Obviously, it's not going to do any damage to Lantern, but they do want to get their Veil up. I know what they're trying to do there. So they've got their Veil up, and it's going to make them kind of bulky. That's kind of going to get rid of my weakness policy boost that I got. Unfortunately, I mean, once again, if I got that other weakness policy, like, that was it. That was literally a game right there. So go for Max Airstream. I want to try and get some speed boosts up, but unfortunately Lapras does not allow me to do that. And I am out of Dynamax. And I need another drink. It's super hot today, right? So go for Wild Charge on the Lapras. That's going to be enough to take it out anyway, regardless of, the Veil Up and stuff like that. And that's going to go down. So now we've got Sableye left, which could come in if it might try and stall me out with the Wild Charge. Or we might have a Dragon Ball, which will completely utterly wall me right there. So here I was thinking maybe I should go for a Wild Charge. I was like, yeah, I go for Wild Charge, and that's my best move I can really do against. I could go for Bounce. I nearly went for Bounce there, and I did have Electric Terrain up on the field, so I thought they'd be doing around the same amount of damage. So Dragon Balt's going to be a physical set, and here I'm like, okay, Lantern's pretty buggered. It can't really do too much right now. I want to see what other move Dragon Ball can have, right? So I'll stall things out just a little bit to see its other move. So the Veil is going to wear off too, which is good. So Lantern at least got around stalling out the Veil, and now it's going to go for Phantom Force again. So it's like, okay, we're going to play a game of cat and mouse with Bounce and Phantom Force right now. So I'm going to use Bounce. It's not going to do anything because Dragon Ball's not there. So it's like, okay, let's go for Endure now. That was my other move if I didn't mention already, so I could get Endure weakness policy off. And it's going to go for Phantom Force once again. And that's going to land me on 1 health. The merch is available. Now I thought, okay, well, what are they going to do here? Are they going to go for Phantom Force again? Do they have Dragon Darts? And they do have Dragon Darts. It's like, okay, that's good. I know what sort of moves they've got. Or they move, like their main 2 stab moves, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Tentacruel and I'm going to go for Blizzard. So I thought Blizzard would easily end this in 1 shot. And I didn't think they'd actually suspect the Blizzard choice specs either. So they're going to go for a Dragonette. I got to take this thing out soon. Otherwise it's going to sweep the rest of my team, right? And it's going to be good, right? So go for Blizzard here. It lands, thank goodness. And I'm going to take the Dragapult out in 1 shot. So that was a very important KO there. And I'm glad Blizzard actually hit. Like, if that missed, that would have been like those Hydro Pumps from earlier on. That would have been really bad. So now we got the Mewtwo coming in. This is a scary Pokemon. And there is that Sableye left, right? I feel like I can easily get around that Sableye with my Tentacle, right? So swapping Tentacle out, and I thought, well, what I'm going to do right here, Pyukumuku's on a low amount of health. I'm just going to send it out there, and it's going to be a sacrifice for some inner doubt health, right? So it's going to go for a Side Strike, and Pyukumuku is easily going to go down. Nothing I could have done about that. And getting some nice inner doubt damage. So like, okay, that's pretty good. Now, I've got Renucleus, right? I've got Shadow Ball. I thought, well, what's Mewtwo really going to do to Renucleus? Shadow Ball is going to be its best option there. I've got full health. There's no way it's going to be able to take me out. It's a very bulky Pokemon too. So now Mewtwo's going to go for an Ice Beam. They're going to try and go for a Freeze Hacks against me. It still does very good damage. I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball right here. Now, I almost went for a Trick Room, and I thought, no, I'm not going to go for Trick Room, right? Because that'll favor the Sableye. And I don't want that. And I know that I can get past this Mewtwo, right? So Mewtwo's going to go for another Ice Beam. It's a clear 3-hit KO. I'm going to get another Shadow Ball off, and Mewtwo is going to be going down. So that's really, really good here. Now, the problem here with the Sableye is I will not be able to take it out with Shadow Ball. There's no way. And I know that it's definitely going to have access to recovery and stuff like that. But once again, I do have my Tentacruel, and if I can land like a solid Hydro Pump against that, that'll do heaps of damage. So now Sableye's going to go for Will-O-Wisp. Interesting enough, maybe they thought that I'd swap here because, you know, I was pretty much walled by this thing before. And I just went for Shadow Ball. I was like, okay, if I get a special defense drop, any damage on this thing will be very much appreciated, right? So getting some more damage from the burn there. And at this stage, right, the Sableye actually just starts stalling me with Recover. So I was like, okay. It could have easily gone for a knockoff there and taken me out. Maybe they just didn't want to risk that, and you know, they wanted to keep their health in you know, a good amount of health there, right? But the thing is, they had pranksters, so they could easily get their health up before, you know, that actually happened. So Reuniclus is going to basically here just die to a burn. There's nothing I can do here. I could swap out and get a regenerator boost, but I thought, no, I just want to pressure the Sableye, make sure it's on a low amount of health, and then swap a Pokemon in and try and take it out. That was sort of my goal here, and also get like a special defense drop, right? So there's about like 2 more turns of burn. Like at the moment, I'm going to go down to a burn. Like Sableye isn't even going to attack me with like 1 knockoff. Like knockoff could have easily taken me out. I'd say it could have taken me out at the start of the matchup when I swapped it in, like initially, you know. But anyway, so I'm going to keep firing off these Shadow Balls. Sableye's just going to keep stalling me out. 1 more turn of the bird, and then I'm going to go down. So they were very adamant to keep the Sableye in a good amount of health there. But it didn't really matter too much because they were gaining a little bit of health off Shadow Ball, sure, but it really wasn't like that much. And they were risking a chance of a special defense drop on their last Pokemon too. So finally, Reuniclus is going to go down to the burn damage, and I've still got 2 more Pokemon left, so things are pretty comfortable right now. So I was like, okay, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go for a Parasol. There is no way this little stalling Pokemon can get around that, right? Because that's their last Pokemon. So obviously they're going to go for Recover first turn, and I hadn't actually revealed my Parasol either, which was going to be good. So now Polytone is going to go for Parasol, and Sableye at this stage, it's bugging. It can't do anything at all. Like, I know that we got 3 minutes of the battle left too, so it was actually quite a long battle due to this end part. So I know they can't do anything. I'm going to go for Protect. The best I can do is Knock Off. That's about it, you know, like, and what's Knock Off going to do? Nothing really. So the Polytone was max health and max special defense. So I knew that it could take multiple ones. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Hypnosis, and it lands on Sableye, and Sableye is going to be asleep now. There's nothing it can do. It's got Parasong off. It's asleep. And Polytone's basically got the Sableye right where it wants it. So I'm going to do the final swap here because I don't want to lose my Polytone. And for a little bit of extra salt for stalling me out at the end there. And that, my friends, is the second battle. Tentacruel is going to slide in there, and Sableye is going to slide right out of this battle. That's it for today's TT, people. Tomorrow's defense and special defense one. And the Tentacruel sweep, and then we'll do some Crown Tundra content then. Alright, people. Peace out.